I am going to use a strap a little bit today, just optional if you have something to make your arms a little bit longer, but if not, that is okay as well. We'll start sitting down. Have your straps off to the side if you do have something to use, and then make your way into a comfy seated position. Resting your hands on your knees or maybe in your lap and letting your eyes close. And then take a slow, deep breath in, bringing length into your spine. And a deep breath out. Let's do that again. Take another slow inhale. And let it go. Do that one more time. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Feel free to keep your eyes closed, but we're going to reach our arms out in front. Let your thumbs face down so that you can cross your right hand over the left one. Interlace your fingers, bring your palms together. Then let your hands fall to your belly, maybe pulling them up towards the chin. Maybe pulling them away from the chin slightly, but feeling the right wrist, forearm. If you did open your eyes, you might close them again and just let the shoulders fall from your ears. And then if your hands are by your chin right now, start to bring them back down to your belly. Reach your arms out in front. You can let go of your hands. Even take a little wrist shake if you'd like before switching sides, but arms reaching out eventually. Thumbs down, left over the right this time. Give your palms a little squeeze together. Drop your hands down to your belly and then lift them up towards your chin if you'd like. And then just take a moment. Notice how your left wrist and forearm feels now. You soften through your jaw, your shoulder. And then slowly bringing your hands back down towards your belly, release. Send your arms out long, maybe taking a couple wrist shakes or wrist circles. And then if your eyes are still closed, you can open them up, but we're going to just make our way into tabletop onto our hands and knees. If you want a nice counter stretch for the wrists, let's start with bringing the top of the hand down. Let your palm face out. Maybe spread your fingers out wide. You can do one hand at a time here. And then you can switch sides. Let your palm face out, just resting on the top of the hands. And you can let that go and bring your palms back to your mat. Maybe spread your fingers out a little bit wider. Maybe give your hips a sway side to side. But then tuck the toes under, lift your knees up into downward facing dog. Take a moment to move a little here if you'd like, or be still if you'd rather do that. But take a slow, deep breath in. A slow, deep breath out. Pushing the ground away from you, pushing into your palms, into your feet, sending your hips nice and high. With the next inhale you take, start to look forwards to your hands. Exhale, walk all the way up to the top of your mat. Once you get there, inhale into a half lift. Start to really lengthen the spine. Maybe your fingertips slide up your shins towards your knees. Take another inhale, lift it halfway up. And exhale to fold. Bend your knees, soften through the upper body. Let your arms dangle. Maybe the tops of your hands touch the ground. Maybe your palms face up. If your arms or your hands are lifted, you might do the same thing. You could do a little interlace of the fingers. Let the palms face up. Or you can just completely relax. Let your arms dangle in any way that feels good. Feel the length through the back of your legs. Letting any movement that feels good come into the body, or again, just be still. We'll stay for just another breath here. And then let an inhale bring you back into your half lift. Lift the chest, maybe bring your fingertips towards your shins, slide them up your legs. Take another inhale here from a half lift position. And then as you exhale, fold forwards, plant your hands, stepping your feet back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And you can start to walk your feet together. Inhaling your right foot up nice and high, or as high as you'd like. Look between your hands. With an exhale, we're going to send our right foot forwards into a lunge. You can bring your back knee down. Also, find your strap if you do have one. If you do not have a strap, that is okay too. But let's set up our lunge first. So you can rest on the top of your back foot. We're going to be lifting our chest here. So if you want to come more into a 90-90 position, maybe your hip is over your knee. Maybe you're coming a little further forwards to get into the hip flexor as well. We're going to be reaching our arms up. And if you happen to have a strap, you can hold on to it. So just bear with me here as I organize my strap and just folding it in half. You can have your arms out as wide as you'd like, but we're going to reach our arms up. So if you don't have a strap, maybe your hands are shoulder width apart. Maybe your hands are touching one another. And if you are holding a strap, you might just try to pull that strap apart, just ever so slightly. Let your strap lift up over the head, maybe even behind slightly. Feel your shoulders. Using the strap just gives us an extra stretch for our shoulders. But still good to reach the arms up without a strap. Strengthen the shoulder. And then in your lunge, maybe you're sinking into the hips. Let's stay for just another inhale though. And then with the exhale, we're going to bring our hands all the way down. If you're using a strap and it's in a nice place, I'm just going to let mine rest at the top of my mat. So hopefully I don't have to play around with it as much as I did before. But bring your hands down. You could tuck your back toes, pick your knee up if you want it. Inhale to look forwards and exhale. Bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Plant your hands, step all the way back into your downward facing dog. Your feet can come back together. Inhale your left foot up any amount. Look forwards. With an exhale, bring your foot all the way up. Help it get there so that you can set up a lunge that works for you. Lower your back knee. Untuck your toes so you're resting on the top of your foot. Move around so that you're in a lunge that you feel balanced. You can lift your chest up in, maybe sinking into the hips a little bit more, or in that 90 position. Maybe you're grabbing your strap. Maybe it's in the perfect place right now. But either way, the arms can reach up. Your hands can be together, shoulder width apart. Maybe you're holding a strap and your hands are nice and wide and you're gently trying to pull it apart. Maybe the strap is slightly behind the head. Maybe it's not. Just take a moment to breathe. Stay for just another inhale. And then let the exhale bring you back down so that you can plant your hands You could just leave your strap where it came from, but tuck your back toes, maybe lift your knee. Inhale to gaze forwards and exhale to bring your back foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, let's come all the way up to standing, reaching up, maybe looking up too. And then exhale as you lower your arms down to your sides. Feel free to take a shoulder roll. All right, you guys, we're going to spend a little bit of time folding forwards. So you could widen your feet. We're going to maybe add our straps into this if you have one. And you might find that you don't want to use your strap even though you do have one. But you have options to let your arms dangle, or maybe you're just going to interlace your hands behind your back. Take a forward fold. If you've got a strap to use, we're going to bring it behind us. You're going to hold on to it. Your hands can be nice and wide. I'd like to hold my strap with my palms if they were facing forwards to start. And then you're just going to start to tip, hands out to the side, holding on to the strap. You might keep your hands kind of just above the hips if you're holding your strap. You might continue to lift your strap. And maybe your palms are facing up, even though you're holding your strap so your fingers are closed. Let your upper body be heavy. Again, maybe your arms are dangling down. Maybe your hands are interlaced. Maybe you're doing something weird with your strap. I just want you to notice how your shoulders like what you are doing. And if they do not like what you're doing, adjust. Switch it up. Or go further if they want you to go further. But we can bend our knees here. Bend your knees a lot so that you can inhale and come all the way up to standing gracefully, letting your arms come back to your sides. If you're using a strap, you can place it down. Maybe the shoulders want to roll up to the ears, drop back and down, shoulder roll. Maybe another one. You stepped your feet out wide there, you can bring them back together. Then inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, let's fold. Plant your hands. Take your left foot back, just your left foot. Let your knee come down, rest on the top of your back foot. You can stay with your foot in the middle of your mat in your lunge, or you can heel toe into lizard. Move your right foot over to the side. Bring your hands under your shoulders, sinking into the hips. And then with an option to stay here, maybe you want to lower to your forearms or rest your forearms on something. And if you want to bend your back leg and you want to use your strap, keep your left hand on the edge of your mat. Turn the chest towards the right knee. You can stay here in the twist, or you can start to bend your back leg, lift your foot up. Always fun to hook the strap up to things, so take your time. You want to use your strap to pull your foot towards your hips, towards your glutes. You can add that in. Maybe you don't need it, maybe you don't want it. But you are in your lizard variation. Letting your hips sink down to the ground. Let's stay for just another breath. And if you have your back leg bent as slow as possible, bring your foot back down to your mat. Maybe you were able to grab your strap along the way. Bring your hands under your shoulders if they're not already there. You can start to heel toe your foot back through center. And then we're going to find some length through our front leg. little half splits here. So maybe you will start with a straighter leg, toes maybe pushing down, trying to connect the ball of your foot to your mat, feeling the top of the ankle. And then maybe you'll start to lift your toes up, flex the foot, feel the calf a lot more, the hamstring. And then just if you wanted, our hips are lifted up right now. You could walk your hands back towards your knee. You could slide your right foot towards you as well. And then try to slowly lower onto your left heel. And then maybe you'll keep your right leg out long, or maybe you will bend your knee and plant your foot and sit on that left heel for a moment. You can find your balance, maybe hold your hands on your knee. If you want to go a touch further, if you're sitting on that back heel, you could lift up to tuck the toes under. Add a nice toe stretch. Still bringing the hips back towards the heel. Maybe lifting the chest again. Just another moment here though, if you came along with me, start to release your hands if they're lifted. If your toes are tucked under, you can untuck them as well. If you bent your right knee, you might start to scooch that foot away from you again. Brings just some length into the leg so that maybe you can shift forwards. End up and have a split or go straight to the lunge. But let's all meet in a lunge with the right foot forwards, sinking into your hips. And then from here, you could tuck your toes, lift your knee. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale. Bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach up, stand tall. Exhale, lower your arms to your side. Shoulder roll if you want one. Big inhale as you reach up again. Exhale, let's fold forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding. Plant your hands, take your right foot back. Step it back as far as you can. Lower your knee. Set up your lunge, resting on the top of your back foot. You can stay here. You could start to heel toe your foot to the left side for your lizard. Hands under the shoulders, sinking into the hips. You can decide if you're going to stay here, exactly where you are. If you want to drop down the chest a little closer to the floor, maybe resting on something. If you want to twist, turning your chest towards the left knee. And if you want to add your back leg in, maybe try to see if you can lift the foot up. Maybe even hold the foot up without touching it for a second. Work your hamstring. If you want your strap, you can use your strap. Maybe your foot is right there. You can hold it with your hands. But regardless of what your back leg is doing, what your upper body is doing, just let the hips be. Stay for just another breath. And then you can slowly, slowly let your foot come down. If it is lifted up, bring your hands to your mat again. Heel toe your foot through center if that's where it needs to go, so that you can send your hips back. Bring some length into the front leg for your half split. Maybe starting by trying to drop the toes down. Connect your toes to your mat as much as you can. Maybe you'll start to point the toes up. Just options to try. Every different placement of the foot feels different for me. So you might stay here in your half splits. You might see if the hips want to go back towards your heel. Move super slow. Slide your left foot towards you. Take a seat on your heel if possible. Walk your hands even closer so you feel balanced. A little weird to keep the legs straight. So if you do want to bend the knee in, you can do that. Maybe the hands can leave the floor now. Maybe your heel's giving your glute a little massage. If you wanted to tuck the toes and sit back on that right heel again, you can do that as well. Ooh, this foot's a lot tighter today than the other one. Just take a moment wherever you happen to be. You are lifted up in this half toe squat though. Come out of it. Rest on the top of your foot. Maybe take a seat back on the heels or as close as you can get it. You can start to scooch that left foot back and forwards, away from you. So maybe you can lift up and find your way into a lunge, shifting the hips forwards. Keep scooching your front foot forwards. And then perhaps the back toes will tuck under again. The knee could lift. Inhale. Look forwards a little bit. Exhale. Bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Reach up. And exhale, lower your arms to your side. Shoulder roll if you want one. And a big inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step your feet back. Downward facing dog. Push into your palms. Send your hips high. Try to drop your heels down just a touch more to feel your calves. Take another inhale. With the exhale, lower your knees down to your butts. Let's cross our ankles. Have your straps close by if you do have a strap, just in case. But have a seat, and then let's bring our legs out in front. So if you need to shake out the legs a little bit, you can do that too. We're going to keep our left leg out long though, and then cross our right foot over top. Hug your knee towards your chest. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. You might flex your left foot, point your toes up. Inhale to lengthen them. And then exhale to turn the chest towards the right side. Take a twist. Give your knee a hug. And use an inhale to bring your chest back to face forwards. We're just going to try and drop our knee towards our left knee, our right knee towards our left knee. So you can scoot your foot off to the side a little, like to rest on the outer edge of the foot. Scooch the knees together, the inner thighs together. You can keep your left leg out long, or you can bend it in for full cow face. So knees together, inner thighs together. Scooch around a little bit, maybe resting on the outer edges of your feet. You can lengthen your spine here to keep your hands on your knees or in your lap. But if you do want to add some arms into this, our left arm can reach up. Hold the strap if you want it to. Behind your back, grab your strap. Walk your hands towards one another. Getting into the shoulder, as well as the hips. Keep the spine nice and long. If you don't have a strap to use, you could hold your elbow. Or maybe you're able to interlace your hands together behind you. But just take a second here to let your eyes close if you can. Keeping your spine long and your shoulders soft. You have your arms in this right now. We're going to start to let them go. Just keep your strap in your hands if you do have one. You might need a shoulder roll. We're going to keep our legs where they are for just a little bit longer. So you might try and take a tip forwards towards your knee. If you have a strap and it's nice and long, we're going to bring it behind us. So your arms might be nice and wide. And then as you tip forwards, you could start to lift your arms up. So your hands are kind of behind you a little bit to start. As you tip forwards, they're just lifting up a little, maybe a lot, maybe all the way up and over the head. If you're holding your strap, just try to pull it apart a little bit. The arms stay active. The closer your hands are together, the more you'll feel your shoulders. So regardless if your arms are lifted or not, if you are tipping forwards, just use an inhale to slowly find your way back up. You're holding your strap really, really gentle. Control as you let it come back down and behind you. You might just drop it behind you for a second. But we're going to unwind our legs. Shake it out a little. Give your knees a hug. We'll switch sides, starting with our twist. So the right leg can stay out long. Left foot can cross over top. Keep your knee high towards the chest. Hold your knee. Maybe wake up the right foot. Point your toes up. Take an inhale to lengthen through your spine. With the exhale, take a twist. Just finding the breath. Letting an inhale, bring your chest forwards again. Starting to drop your knee towards your bottom knee, your top knee towards your bottom knee. Scooching your inner legs together again. The option to keep your bottom leg long or bend it. Maybe scooching around a little bit more. Cow face. Lengthening through the spine. Maybe resting your hands on your knees, skipping the shoulder portion, or maybe your right hand will grab your strap. Lift your arm up. Strap behind you, hold on to it with your left hand, just trying to bring your hands as close together as you need to feel the stretch, or hold your elbow, or interlace your fingers. Just think about lengthening through the spine, softening through the shoulders. Just enjoy a few breaths here. If your shoulders are in this right now, we can start to let them go. Your legs can stay where they are. Take your time, add in any sort of shoulder roll that you might need. Maybe you're going to be using your strap again. Maybe you're going to skip this part, but working towards tipping forwards if you want to. You're using a strap. Again, the closer your hands are together, the more you're going to feel this, so you can find a sweet spot that works for you. Hands behind you a little. Slowly start to tip forwards. Let the hands float. Maybe they just get halfway, a quarter of the way. Doesn't matter. Maybe you're able to let them keep going. And the closer your hands are together on your strap, the more intense it's going to be. So let them be nice and wide if you'd like. Let's use an inhale to lift back up if you're folding. Super slow with the arms, with the strap. It's like a big shoulder roll. You can drop your strap behind you though. You can unwind your legs. Give your knees a hug. Rock side to side if you'd like. Maybe even a shoulder roll is needed right now. We're going to be laying down on our backs next. So find your way onto your back. You can always keep that strap close to you if you've been using it today. But just planting your feet, bending your knees, maybe take a couple rocks side to side. Give your low back a massage. We're just going to be reaching our arms up above us. So you can either keep your knees bent or send your legs out long. But reaching your arms up like we started, let your palms face out, cross your right hand over the left one, interlace your fingers, bring your palms together as best you can. And then either keeping your arms right up above you or let your arms start to fall down to the floor above your head. Maybe your head can just slip right through your arms. Maybe you need to bring your palms a little closer together again. Maybe your arms are kind of hugging your head right now. Or maybe you can give them a little extra squeeze so that they are hugging your head. And then notice your low back. Can you tuck your tailbone under slightly so your low back stays connected, your spine stays nice and long. Nice job, you guys. Can keep your arms where they are. Keep your arms active as well. So trying to straighten them, trying to bring their palms together, just a little bit active. And see if you can actually start to lift your heels if your feet are planted on your mat. And then one knee at a time. So you can lift your feet up, pulling your knees towards your chest. So our arms are still where they are. They're active though. So squeeze your palms together. You might start to float your feet even higher. A lot of work to do with the arms above the head. If you lifted the feet up, start to lower them slowly back down, maybe the same time, maybe one at a time. But touch your feet down, connect your low back again, your heels as well. And then you can float your arms up. You can let them go, your hands, from one another. Give your wrists a shake if you'd like. Only have two sides here, so that's good. Thumbs pointing towards the bottom of your mat, palms out. Left over the right this time, or switching sides. Interlace your fingers. Keep your hands nice and snug, palms together. You can start to let the arms fall to the floor above the head, or maybe they stay lifting up above you, or somewhere in between. You might slide your head through the hole that your arms are making. Maybe regrip a little. Bring your palms together again. Maybe give your head a little squeeze, a little hug. Let's say hug instead of squeeze with the arms. Maybe a little tuck of the tailbone under. And then maybe if your eyes are open, you'll just close them and you'll just let your body move as much as it wants to move. Because you can start to lift the heels. Keep your arms active. You can pull one knee towards the chest, maybe the other. Maybe the feet start to float up nice and high. Squeeze your palms together again. Slowly letting your feet make their way back down to the mat, maybe one at a time, or both together. Moving slow here. Connect your heels, connect your low back to your mat. And then start to lift your arms back up if they are down. And then release, let your hands go. Maybe take a little wrist shake, arm shake. You can place your hands on your belly or rest your arms at your sides. It's starting to heel toe your feet together. You can let your knees fall out wide, making a diamond shape with your legs. You have a strap to use today. You might find it. We can add our strap in here. We'll all be making a diamond shape with our legs regardless if you're using a strap or not. But if you're going to follow along with me, see if you can lift the feet up so that you can just hook your strap on your feet. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Your strap might need to be very long here. Knees out wide though. You can keep your feet floating, holding your strap. Or you can continue to hold your strap to keep your heels close to your hips as you lower your feet back down towards your mat. So still making a diamond shape, regardless of what you're using, where your hands are. The strap just allows us to stay a little more snug. And even if you're holding your strap, your arms have to work a little bit to hold your strap. So just relax your shoulders though. Just using as much effort as you need to keep your feet in place, but no more effort than that. You might stay here in your nice diamond shape. If your feet are floating or you want your feet to be floating, we can keep the legs in the diamond shape, or we can find length through the legs, and maybe your strap is on the balls of your feet for support. Maybe you're not using a strap. You could hold on to your legs or just rest your arms at your sides or above your head even. Floating the feet. So wherever you happen to be right now, we're going to find our way into happy baby. Now, if you're using a strap today, let's try and continue to use it. See if you can open your feet up. The strap's going to need to be a little bit longer. Your feet might get tangled like mine are. But you're just going to open the feet up wide, so maybe you can still hang onto your strap. So you start to bend your knees again. You might get a little bit more slack on your strap to hold on to. But feet out wide. And then instead of holding your feet, just hold onto your strap. It's got to be a little bit longer of a strap to do this one, but if it doesn't work, you can hold your feet, find your happy baby. Using the strap kind of forces the feet to stay flat, facing up right above you. You can move your strap around a little bit, so perhaps it can be on the balls of your feet instead of the arches of the feet. Or the toes, or the heels, the balls of the foot. Might be that sweet spot. And see if you can just drive your low back into the ground a little bit more. Just another breath here in this happy baby. And then you can start to release. And if you are using a strap, now's the time to take it away. Let your feet come together, your knees too, maybe. You can plant your feet or hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe take a couple rocks side to side. We are going to twist. Your version of a twist today. Arms out wide. Let your knees fall to the left side first if you want to cross your legs or just stack your legs. The option is yours. Well, let's find a nice twist. Letting your eyes close if you haven't already. Feel your belly moving with your breath. With the next inhale you take, lift your legs back up out of your twist. You can take a moment before switching sides if you want to, or you can go straight there. Maybe crossing your legs, maybe stacking the legs. Just adjust your shoulders if your left side's lifting up. And then find your breath again. When you're ready to lift the legs up, let an inhale assist you. Coming out of your twist, maybe hug your knees to your chest again or take a few rocks side to side. Massage your low back. One leg at a time. You can send your legs out long, your feet out wide. Interlacing your fingers just behind the head for a moment, lifting your chin towards your collarbone. Bringing length into the back of your neck. And you can slowly rest your head down. Moving your arms to your sides, letting your palms face up. Making any last adjustments so that you can settle into Shavasana. Nice and slow. Wiggle your toes. And then your fingers. Take a deeper breath in and out. You start to move your body a little bit more. Maybe reaching your arms above your head. Take a big stretch. Maybe your arms can hug your head again. Always finding ways to give ourselves a hug. Bending your knees, rolling over. And finding your way up into a comfy seat. When you're ready, bring your hands together in front of your heart if you'd like. Taking another inhale to lengthen through the spine. And let it go. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.